colorblind settings on though. Okay.
Yeah, he is blue.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. Oh, I just realized I forgot to turn tournament full screen on. So
Yeah, Red Jam's been playing the Twins a lot recently.
yeah, I think they're actually really good on this map.
I mean, I think they are too, but like, I, I guess Red Jam has figured a way to. I mean, they're not as strong as you may think, because you need really good timing on it, and I mean, basically the classic Twins.
So we're seeing some slight deviation in play here. Red Jam's favoring going for the left with his commander, whereas Sancles going for more like the middle path with Emeric. How do you feel about like the differences between like going for center route versus like going more towards the sides?
I think this has more to do with the Red Jam's capture phase with the soldiers, because you see the village more towards the corner was captured by Sankles, but not by Red Jams on the other side. So as a result, Sankles will have a stronger position with the CO in the center, but Red Jams gets more groove out of the opening. And I guess Sankles should in theory get more money.
Have a look. Well, they seem to be pretty even. And the big thing I'm noticing here is Red Jams just has so much groove. He's playing Twins. He's in front of his opponent's his opponent's headquarters, and he has groove up. And there isn't a huge amount to stop him at the moment.
But he doesn't have the units to make a Twins play yet. I mean, I say that and here comes a knight, I guess. But yeah, against the Twins, you probably want to deny some groove early, because well, really, your opening should be depending on the CO you're facing, I feel, on this map. Because if it's Emeric, for example, he'll get groove regardless. So I think capturing the corner village like Sankles did is fine, because Emeric will have groove regardless. But against the Twins, capturing the villages like Red Jams did might be better, because giving groove to Twins is not the best idea, especially when you don't have your forces ready to defend the Twins play, because it takes quite a bit of commitment to prevent that.
This crystal is very interesting to me. I guess he's probably gonna run the dog down to cover the crystal from the left hand side. That said, actually, yeah, if this crystal tried to get killed, for example, it's kind of a bait, because if you go for it in that position, you're just gonna lose the units that kill the crystal.
Yeah, I think that's more about it. And Emeric at fast can afford to have grooves like this, I suppose, especially when there's a village ready to be decapped next turn right next to it. So I
Yeah,
don't dislike the placement. The only like slight issue I have with it is that Red Gems could like disengage, and he doesn't have the balloon to place a rifle in position to kill the crystal. So in theory, Sankles could put the rifle behind the crystal to cover it from the other rifle. But if he does that, Red Jams will have a forest spot for that rifle. So I guess the discussion already starts of do you really want to play Emeric on this map where the opponent has a rifle and can just snipe it?
Oh, you can't snipe it yet though, so...
That's true. All in all, apart from the rifle, I'd say this is a very good Emeric map, but since there's a rifle, there's a bit more of a question.
So I guess the question is what now? I mean, you could just throw the fire down on the crystal, and that means eventually it will reach the headquarters. So you can get time to set up your knights, you kill the crystal.
Actually, I think Red Gems could put his fire right above the village. I think that would probably be a very good spot because this way you prevent Emeric from getting Groove safely next turn, and you start setting up your fire onto the HQ. So I think that would be a very good placement.
Oh, he's gonna go for something. Yeah, he goes for the spot you're talking about. And that will kill the crystal next turn, so... Well,
Yep.
Not next turn,
yeah,
but...
in 2 turns, yeah.
Yeah.
But now comes the hard part about the twins is that he has to stay positioned in front of the HQ, and if Sancles can get him out of this position, they'd basically have traded Groove, but since Emeric is fast, he'll have an advantage. Although he's looking to blob up pretty hard, so I think Red Gems knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this, I see a lot of spears on the map, for example. I kind of wish there was an archer just to help break the blob. I know I'm probably the biggest proponent of archers are a really good unit and people should build them more, but... And this is like definitely a situation where I think having an archer, because, okay, like spears are really good against the knights that the twins are inevitably going to get, because you get them because you set up the fire and so on. But you can't use the spears to block once the fire is actually in place. Like, you kind of just need to rush the twins down to an extent.
Yep.
And force them back so that the fire doesn't cover the spots. But we'll have to wait and see. This is looking like a very dangerous position for Sancles to be in.
I like the second mage coming from Red Gems because I was thinking about the Harpy buy from Sancles. I think it's a bit questionable, but when you think you have an Emeric crystal and balloons, I guess you could make some unbreakable walls, and if you manage to time it correctly and have your wall of balloons the turn the twins want to attack the HQ with the fire, you could like properly defend with only balloons, really. So I think having a Harpy is probably a smart buy to bait mages into trading for them. But I think really Harpies are not that great on this map. Specifically because they have a slight problem getting out because of all the flagstone. And also because well, other air units do much better. Although I think Emeric could potentially hit the village from the right.
I think he'd be okay if he did. The threat of... Because there's always the threat of sword runs and suicides from river. I guess, like, if he's on a 3 defense tile, the dog should suicide from a road with 0 defense.
Yep.
So I guess you'd actually kind of want to shoot the dog on purpose so it's a bit weaker on that regard.
But you might guarantee the lethal if you do that.
Oh, but is the lethal not... Like, attacking a commander at a forest from a road with a dog, I think guarantees the dog dying.
Hmm. Well, it's probably a gamble regardless, but yeah, he goes for it. I think he kind of has to, because if he stays too passive, Red Jams will just win.
Yeah, because you really want to just get a second crystal up and then shove forward with it. At least that's like my take on this. Because otherwise you're just going to get like the fire's just going to grow and then you're not going to be able to cover the front of your headquarters.
I think he might be exposing himself a little too much, but he is in the crystal, so maybe it'll work out for him. And yeah, I was about to be curious about. I mean, I was pretty curious about the rifle positioning Sancles was gonna go for. Apparently, he's assuming that his commander will get damaged, I guess, and is positioning to punish that. He's also cutting off Red Jam's rifle from moving too far to the left.
Oh, I just realized something. I don't know if Sankles knows this. The crystal will affect the defense of the balloon, so the mage won't be able to kill it.
Yep.
But
Yeah, let me
decides not to
check.
go
I
for
wonder
it.
if Harpy and Mage can kill a balloon. I think they can.
Oh yeah, combined they can, but then again you're having to expose your harpy. So he doesn't use the balloon that way this turn. But that was a potential option he could have gone for, is use the balloon to force the mage and the harpy into... Because you can do it so the only way the mage clears the balloon is if it puts itself in rifle fire. And then you get, like, let's say, you kill the mage with your rifle and then you kill the harpy with your mage. And that actually works out to be a pretty good trade.
I guess it wouldn't be a bad trade, but you gotta start worrying about the knights, I feel, at this point. And you need to like really push in aggressively, so maybe you need the balloon to move in your spears in front of the knights. I think the rifle moving right was a bit of a mistake, although since there's not much mobility on Red Jam's army, I think it should be fine, because right now Sankles has the option of sending balloons really like past the fire and with spears, and it would really be not much Red Jams can do about it. Well, if he positions properly, of course, but I think Sankles has pretty... I mean, depending on what Red Jams does this turn, Sankles could have a way out of it.
I'm kind of curious what Red Jams is going to use his rifle for this turn. Because he can't kill... It's still injured, but it could potentially kill a sword on planes. But it won't kill this sword that's on the crystal defense. Oh, he goes for the hit on the defended sword. I guess he's going to use... Was that the correct use of that spear? I would have thought he'd bring the other spear up. Oh, he's going to finish with the harpy. Oh, and he uses the other spear to go from the top? No. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I guess he's doing what you were talking about before. You send the harpy and then cover it with the rifle.
Oh, he's doing it. Because I was talking about Sankles doing it. But yeah, Red Jams does it as well.
I guess Emeric's mages have more value than the twins mages. Something I'm not seeing any player do on this game is well, I'm not sure if I'm the only one to do that or not, but I would sometimes I'll just fire twice with the rifle at the beginning, so that when it gets out, it has a crit ready. If Red Gems had done that, the crit would have been enough to finish a sword. How well, but there's always the issue of well, you don't shoot next turn, so it's a trade-off. But I'm not seeing a lot of players do it.
That is definitely something I'm going to keep in mind, given that I'm playing a match in about an hour and a half.
I mean, the way I go about it is if you think the rifle is gonna shoot 3 times, then yeah, you should reload. But if you think your opponent is careful enough to not put units in rifle range, then keeping the crit is pretty useful.
So something I think that was tried here and didn't work was that the sword I think was meant to be a suicide onto the mage, so another unit could do a follow-up hit and the harpy would live. But ultimately all he's done is have a very injured sword next to the enemy commander.
Yeah, Emeric is gonna get his next crystal soon if he chooses to. I mean, he only has to attack, well, anything really.
Yeah, like he doesn't even have to kill anything, he can just hit it. The strength of the fast charge, you do one kill, one attack, and that's you at groove again, just because the 3 ticks of the turn groove increase will boost you over.
Something interesting is that Red Gems is shifting his army a bit to the right. And I would have thought, I mean, maybe he's trying to divert Sancles' attention away from the knights, but I would have thought he would position more to the left to, well, protect the knights before they go in for the HU.
I guess he's trying to force Sancles to shift over to the right, but all Sancles needs to do is just shift his army more to the left and push down.
Yeah.
And now I think we're going to get the spear from the north. Yeah, or that spear from the north. I was looking at the other one. But those can come down and support now.
I think I'd like to see perhaps another balloon from Sancles.
Yeah, because you can definitely do like balloon plus Emeric crystal does give you this wall that mages can't break.
Well, Sancles has to be careful because Red Gems does have a balloon next to his rifle, so he can't just like threaten the path of the rifle to prevent it from moving where it wants anymore.
Something I'm curious about is he going to go for the harpy kill? I mean, it's such a good value trade. Especially because the mage basically almost killed the sword by itself.
I mean, I'd assume he'd go for it, but he might need to build another mage if he does that.
Oh, he's got one on the left and he goes for it, so...
Yeah, he's going.
Like, what's the rifle
Which is
gonna...
fine.
Oh, rifle hits the mountain.
I think it could have killed the sword next to the twins, right?
Yeah. I guess he wants to... Okay, that's interesting. That is definitely not how I thought that was going to go.
I'm thinking maybe you send Emeric in to kill the dog or the sword here. But that would be very aggressive. Yeah, Sancles is just throwing all his units at Red Gems. Not, I mean, I guess, he can't, thinking that depending on where he puts the balloons and the spears, he could, like, win this fight. However, he would have to drop the spears near the rifle's range for them to be effective next turn. And he still has to cover his HQ because the twins don't have to wait for the fire to kill it.
I actually kind of wish Emeric had hit. I know it leaves his HQ really exposed, but I kind of wish. Oh, this is actually really dangerous because a knight can already go in and crit. There is some
Yeah, and
punishment.
next turn, if you don't take position past the fire, next turn the knights will be free to position themselves for the next grid. And then anything hitting the headquarters will basically kill it. I'd like to see Sancles putting his spears like at least to block the knight crit path.
I think probably this turn you move the sword back to the in front of the headquarters. Oh no, he's going aggressive.
I mean, I guess it's. I'm not sure about that sword, but I guess he's trying to force more action so that Red Jams basically has to kill units and not the HQ. But
Oh, he's just going aggressive. He's got a rifle to cover, so. But I mean, there are things like the knight can crit the sword. That's that sword just gone. So, I don't know. Maybe there is a little bit of panic here.
I mean, Sancles could just like go for the first knight crit, set up the second one, and just say, yeah, you can't defend this. And he'd be right, I suppose. And it's not like Sancles can kill Red Jam's HQ next turn either.
And I was already considering banning twins because I didn't want to have to deal with stuff like this, so. Oh, but we're seeing the rifle get used to not kill the swords. That is unfortunate.
Yeah. That's because he didn't heal it to full.
But a sword can
I mean,
just go and finish it off, so.
I guess he has units around, so it's not too bad.
Oh, there are some really good options here though. Like, a mage can kill the spear with a crit, so that's pretty simple play and come out.
I think if I'm Red Jams, I kind of want to hit Emeric. Like, just double dog crit him, and then set up your knight crits for next turn. Kill one or two, kill the spears, and then this way Emeric has to be very careful where he grooves next turn. And he can't like just move 2 spaces left, plop a crystal.
Oh, we may see like a full. He may just be dead actually.
Oh, yeah, that's also something that could happen. I don't think he is. Because, I mean, maybe he would be if the dog started on another position, but yeah, he's just
Right.
surrounding you.
Just surrounded. But you know, it's
I
a pretty
mean,
deadly surround.
Emeric can escape, but he'll have trouble healing because of the fire.
No, that is true. Actually, can he escape at this point?
The rifle can shoot the mage on the left.
Oh, that's true.
I think you spear crit Emeric here. Yeah.
How much is that gonna do? Average 30. Alright, so yeah, we'll just take him down to like 6 health. Okay. Dog follow up will probably kill the mage, I guess.
Yeah, I think you want to kill the mage.
Oh, but low rolls.
Ooh. Yeah, that mage can heal Emeric. So I still think he's in a pretty bad spot, all things considered.
Yeah, because the fire will expand to cover the village, so...
Well, not only that, Sancles' army has been pretty badly damaged. Like his retaliation for this turn will be shooting once with the rifle, hitting once with the spear.
Knight can hit the dog. That's pretty good. Free hit on the army. Harpy can hit Knight. I don't know if it can do that without dying for it though. Oh, dragon comes out. Yeah, I guess like if you just want to chase someone down, dragon's a good option.
I mean, and the scary thing is Red Jam still has the HQ option open for the next 2 turns. So dragon really does make sense because it will reach the HQ in time.
Right. Gonna try and break out the right side? I guess it's just a free unit he can kill, so why not?
Well, quotation marks free, I guess. But it's a rough one
Oh,
for
that's not what you
Sancles.
want to have happen. I guess he's got the spear for the follow-up, but...
No, the rifle cannot one-hit a mage on planes.
Oh, okay then.
Well, without the crit.
Alright. Has crit now.
Yeah.
Um...
So yeah, he has to spend like all of his mage heals on
Oh,
it.
he could have optimized that and had to heal his own mage. It wouldn't have made a huge difference, but it's one of those like... Maybe that would come in handy at one point.
The second mage has to stand in the fire to heal Emeric, actually.
Yeah, oh, you could have double healed the weak mage, and that like might have made a slight difference. At least in the terms of like, if you weaken other units, they can't kill that really weak mage now.
Yeah. He also has little ways of, like, doesn't really have a way to get past the fire either. So, yeah, this is the optimal situation for twins, I guess.
And there comes the second heal. So I guess you just run Emeric back and throw a crystal down?
Yeah, I suppose.
Actually, the mage being in that position is quite nice because you could throw a crystal down in a position where it won't get
No,
killed
but
by the fire.
the mage will die to the fire.
Oh, yeah, it does at the start of the turn. I was thinking the end for some reason.
Cherry stones defend
I'm not.
us.
I think Emeric is still dead here. Cause like if you place the crystal to the right to block for Emeric, it dies too easily. If you place it to the left, then Emeric is too exposed. You don't really have any ways to cover for him besides the sword. Never mind.
The sword ran into the balloon, which can't reach because there's a flagstone tile for the balloon. Yeah, I think Emeric's just kind of dead here. He'll do what he can though. Like, he try and get the damage you're able to. think Harpy can injure Sword enough for the dog to do decent damage to it.
Thinking maybe you suicide the dog into a knight. It's really unfortunate too that that balloon couldn't reach. Like if it had been a turn sooner, and since Red Jams only has one mage, could have actually maybe had Emeric survive because the balloon could have blocked.
Suicides into the night. Injures the dog. 3, 5. Oh, that's now a dog suicide on the table though, I think. Although no, because Emeric's only getting a smaller bonus from the terrain, so that won't be guaranteed. Goodbye, mage. I
mean,
I guess, or you just break the crystal with what the units you have.
I think you can just, like, you have you may heal and you have night crit, night hit, and that's enough.
Is there a good night? Oh, I guess you break
Yeah,
crystal, then you night crit.
The
Yeah.
the 8 mage, the 80% knight can mage crit from the bottom tile.
Oh right, yeah. Oh yeah, there's a path. Yeah, and even if the sword was actually, if the sword was alive, it could cover. No, just like night crit, night hit will do it. Yeah, you're right. And like the mage could even hit from above, so 3 sides exposed.
Yeah.
I feel
Not
like you should have
really,
healed
like,
both knights there, but it's all. I guess no.
It's 4%.
Oh my god! And he's styling, putting his own commander in the fire at
He
the
did
end.
not misclick and turn.
That would have been so funny if he had actually. But Red Jams taking the first game.